pow, pow. Can I be a Christian without going to church?
Have you ever been sitting in church and the pastor is talking on and on for what seems like forever? And your back is getting tired and your butt is starting to hurt and your eyes are getting heavy and you start to wonder, what's the point? Why do people go to church? Do I really need to go to church to be a Christian? Well, it's pretty obvious that the church was never meant to be a place you go on Sunday to catch up on your sleep. Huh? Oh, excuse me. But what was the church meant to be? Well, the short answer would be a community. But what's a community? A community is something that's been around since the dawn of time. Very early on, people realized that if they worked together and learned from one another, they were more likely to survive. Going it alone just wasn't a good idea.
Could someone please invent a hospital?
This has been the basis for all civilizations throughout history, forming communities that work together to take care of one another. When Christianity was starting out, things were pretty tough for Christians. A lot of people and even governments didn't like what Christians stood for, so a lot of them were persecuted and even killed.
I'm gonna hurt you!
So it was incredibly important that the early Christians came together to support one another. Yeah, but that was then. I'm not being persecuted. True. The percentage of Christians being fed to lions has dropped significantly since then. But Christians are still being persecuted in many parts of the world. No, it's true. But even if no Christians were being persecuted, would that mean we don't need the church? That we don't need a Christian community?
Hello?
Christians believe that Christianity is all about relationships with each other and with God. That God intended for us to be in community. That we can learn about God and follow Jesus far better together than by ourselves. And if you look at the Bible, there isn't a single book written for just one person.
For me?
The whole Bible was written for people in community. So really, people of God have always existed in a community. Now, it's important to say that community doesn't mean that people all look the same or even believe the exact same things. In fact, it's vital for a community to embrace diversity and different perspectives in order to learn and grow together. And also, just because a group of people calls itself a church doesn't mean it's a functioning Christian community. There are churches where people physically gather together, but are not truly welcoming, loving, serving, and learning together. Which is kind of the point of being in a community. It's kind of the point of being a Christian. To be like Christ. To be there for each other. To love one another. To be the body of Christ. To be Christ for each other. Because the world is still a pretty tough place to live in.
Loser!
And everyone needs love and support sometimes. So you could go it alone. But it's not recommended.